Hey, welcome to the Red Sea. My name is Jesse. Before you jump into that video, make sure you visit KoolAidMan100x.com to get custom ebooks and other things that's available on the website. Link will be in the description below. Also visit the NFL shop to get yourself some Kansas City's Chiefs gear and your own personal team gear as well. And also, all the other sponsors will be in the description below. Now back to Kool-Aid.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy KoolAidMan100x. Welcome to the Red Sea. How you guys doing? We're going to be jumping into the Chiefs offensive playbook, gun flex Y off close. This is what we're going to be jumping into. The play we're going to be jumping into is called the tight end wheel here. So let's jump into this tight end wheel. Now, the tight end wheel is a little bit of a good play. We'll say it a good play. So we're going to look at it and see what we can work with here and find our 1 and 2. If y'all are interested in the 5-1 theory video, make sure you become a member. Link in the description below. That technique will help you in future Maddens and Maddens beyond. So definitely look at that technique for my 5-1 theory. So you don't have to make any adjustments in your play. You can actually run the play as is. So what we're going to be looking for is our 5-1. Which is going to be our 1 and 2 first, which is our one that's actually behind the line of scrimmage and our one guy that actually gains us 5 yards. So when we're looking at this play, what I loved about it is that it's a little different. Now, what I'm saying it's a little different is that plays have to develop. So we have to look at our short and our out. So we already know R1 is pretty much going to be R1. He actually runs that flat route very well, so we can actually hit him very well and get a block too as well. So R1 is pretty much R1. R2 is going to be that X or square. Probably going to be square. Probably a little bit of triangle depending on how the players work. So square is going to be R2, and you see that we get blocks there. So we already found out R1 square, so I would say triangle, but I don't know how fast that develops depending on the zone situation. So we don't know. So the zone situation, I don't know, but I love that he runs that circle, but I don't know if that window would be there just like that. But I would say he would be my 3 just in case, because I like this route here. It goes right in the middle of the field. So that's another thing I do like about it. Our 4th. Circle would take a minute to develop, but if you step up in a pocket and get the body, probably so. But I wouldn't risk it because he runs too many ends. You see how it's a little bit of delay, so I wouldn't force that. So the routes we're going to be focusing on is going to be R1. It's going to be R1, square, and triangle. These are our 3 main routes to focus on. These are what's going to open up circle and what's going to open up X. So now we're understanding what is what now. So now we're understanding our 3 receivers, our 2 mains, our 3 receivers, how we can throw to. So now we understand that. So understand. So we got a square underneath, all that. So this is another Madden era. I would say they need to fix. Perfect. See, he was about to get the jump on the ball, but my guy got the jump on the ball late. So, same thing I would never understand. So, in order to open up X, we have to pretty much throw pretty much inside or up top. So, we have to figure out what X is looking for. Because you have instances where that might happen, where he gets tangled up in the line. Which I don't know if Madden is identifying this as well, but this is what might happen. When he runs that, route, he comes back in. So we have to understand where that's coming from. So now we can actually throw up top and see how the defenders play. So now we're seeing the safety and the defender come down. Now he's coming down, so now we're seeing where we could throw to, which is going to be that flat. So X is probably not going to be our route unless he's completely open. And I wouldn't even risk it because you playing on that safety and he's going deep. So I would not risk throwing that, but all 3 of your other routes, damn near perfect. So once you got that, you good. You can just focus on, alternating those routes and hitting, whatever's open. So you have him. You can definitely hit R1 and square easily. And also, you can definitely hit triangle too, depending on how the defense is actually backing up. But if they're backing up like this, you see what might happen. Throw a pick, actually back up off the zone. So be wary of triangle, throwing that route. But if he gets that window and he steps back, shoot, that's a good throw. If he gets that window and he steps back, and they don't step back, you see, you can hit that window literally every time. So that's a perfect throw. But in order to get X wide open, it's going to be tricky, because you see, it's going to be trick. It has to be some type of trick play. It can't be given because it takes too long to develop. That's another thing. It has to develop for it to be an on-ground play. That's why I said. Same thing with circle. If I pass lead down, I don't have to check the safety on the left side, because all my receivers are leaving the left side. So he's going to just switch to whoever goes to the left side. So I can't force circle to do what he wants to do. So we're just going to have to focus on R1, square, and triangle. And the reason why I say that is we start off with that pressure there. See how he breaks the tackle? So now we got a block here, working our way up the field. Same thing. We actually got square for that nice one. That opens up him. That triangle opens up perfectly, as you see there. And we step back. If I'm not mistaken, he can hit him, but he didn't break that tackle. Then let's see if we can get him there. They're probably going to be sending pressure. Yep, send pressure. See, I can't throw the X off the pressure because it take too long to develop. I'll probably have to throw sooner or later, but if I throw sooner, that's giving the other linebacker to step up and get it. So if I throw it here, probably so, but that's taking a risk too as well. So 90% of the time, I probably won't even throw the X, because everything else will be specifically open off the play. So that gives me an opportunity. Sorry for the yarn. That gives me an opportunity to actually understand where I'm throwing to, because if I keep throwing this play, he's just going to have a bearing on it. It's not going to work. But if I keep throwing it to square, see, focusing on them to come to this left side, probably will open up X more, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try. Right down that window is perfectly open for triangle there. Then if I wait a little bit here, I should be able to get them perfectly. So that will make them drop back in zone a little bit more, so that giving them the opportunity to actually look at the play a little bit more thoroughly and understanding how it's actually ran. So we want to see the play gives a little bit more function. So pretty much our routes is going to be R1, triangle, and square. So them are the three main routes to open up circle and X. Yeah, so we forcing these three routes on alternation. We pretty much got them in the bag. We can go long, we can go short, we can go mid, we can do anything with these three routes. Everything is perfectly ran and sync with everybody just throwing these three routes in the pocket. And it gives us an opportunity to see how the play is actually made. So now we can just hit these routes instantly. We don't have anything to worry about. Giving us an opportunity to run it. So now this should open up X right there, if I'm not mistaken. So it's very easy to make a play work and just identifying the routes that's doable. So this gives me an opportunity to understand how each play work in Madden and formations that understand how it works for the 5-1 theory. So if y'all are interested, make sure you join the membership and y'all can get the 5-1 theory breakdown. Very easy to do, not that hard. So yeah, it'll be easy. Nice little routes running. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this play. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one.